What up, base? What up, base home? What's up, y'all? Live with Jay, number 134. What up, base? What up, J Cat? What is this? Somebody ordered something and they canceled the order. Can you believe that? Boo what guy? Boo yourself. What's up? See if more people come on. It's live with Jay, number 134. I wonder what's in here. What the heck? What do you guys think is in here? Maxi pads? Sounds like pills or something. I was on my way to deliver this, and then they canceled it. Fuckers. It happens. So what's up, y'all? What are you guys doing? Where's everybody at? I know haven't been on here in a minute, but I'm back. I'm back. Once again, Jay the Wonder, Jose, aka Sarmad the Mac. Yes. Let's see if we get more people on here. Michael Jackson. The thing is, he was probably more light-skinned than me. So what's up, y'all? Here chilling. Hopefully we get people on here. No, it was from Bevmo. I was on my way to deliver it, and then I got a text saying they canceled it. I don't know what it is, though. I don't see the receipt. And I don't feel like opening it right now. It happens. I've gotten free food like that before. Or I'm on my way to deliver it, and they cancel the order, and I got hella food. It happens time to time. So what's up with y'all? We'll talk about some things. Some shit. I don't know. It's not. I don't know what it is. I don't really feel like opening it right now. I just want to chill and talk to everybody and say what's up to everybody and talk about some things, the state of the world. Obviously, we're live with Jay. Usually when I talk about the state of the world. And it's an interesting state that it's in. Our favorite orange president got us into some shit. Dr. Contact. I heard somebody got fired. You're right. I don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is that the U.S. has gotten into some shit again. And where's it gonna go? I don't know. But, you know, it was once again an attack on a country that really didn't do anything to us. I'm not gonna say it's the perfect country, but you know, or Hollywood Neighborhood Council. But you know, it is an unprovoked war. You know, if you've been living under a rock, you know that I'm talking about, you know, what's going on in Iran. Donald Trumpita, the orange man, attacked, I guess along with Israel, attacked Iran unprovoked. I guess they killed the Ayatollah or the leader of that place. And I heard something that's kind of interesting. Now, I'm no fan of no Ayatollah or no religious leaders, or I'm not even a fan of our own leaders, you know, so I don't care about any of those people, you know. My food prices. But, you know, Trump did lie. He did say that he wasn't going to start any new wars or go down the whatchamacallit, go down the neocon route and attacking countries unprovoked or regime change, and he has. So he's a fucking liar, and they all are, you know. And the thing that's a trip though is that, uh, you know, like when we went to when this country went to invaded Iraq and Afghanistan, they used the pretense of what you call it of 9/11, and obviously everyone was scared of 9/11, and you could basically fool anyone into any kind of war at that time. But right now there is no 9/11. There is no attacks on anybody. And didn't supposedly the U.S. bomb their nuclear capabilities? You know what I mean? Last year, remember that? I even made a live with Jay about that. So if they bomb their nuclear capabilities, what's the point of attacking? Why drag into why why provoke a war? You know. And Iran, you know, I guess it isn't Iraq. It isn't. It doesn't have a small government like that. It has a pretty big military. I'm sure, obviously, the U.S. is more powerful, but you know, they got a lot of missiles, and they've been attacking a lot of U.S. allies out there in the Middle East, destabilizing the Middle East, basically. You know, they're even attacking places that normally don't have war, like Qatar and what's the other city? What are those big famous cities out there? Qatar is one of them. The ones that are for where the wealthy people go. You know what I'm talking about. United Arab Emirates, but what's the name? Dubai. Those places, you know. So they're getting hit. You know. And yeah, you got also they're bombing the hell out of Israel too. You know. So yeah, it's a crazy situation, and I mean, a lot of people are actually not for it. Even a lot of conservatives are mad. But any pro-Trumpers who are mad about it, I mean, that's what you voted for. You voted for this fucking con man. So you know, it's kind of like the Latino who has immigrant families and they voted for Trump and they're crying about him deporting everyone and going after people. Well, fuck, that's the motherfucker. That's what he said. That's what he ran on. I'm gonna get rid of you fucking beaners. So you know, you voted for what you deserve. Yeah, no, I don't feel fucking sympathy. I didn't vote for that J-Cat. You know what I mean? Get more porta potties. No, I don't think it's a World War III. I mean, the thing is, people throw out World War III, but let's examine. I've been wanting to talk about that. Let's examine what World War III would look like. I don't think World War III would automatically be nuclear weapons. I don't think so. Because none of the other world wars were like that, you know. Yeah, World War II had nuclear weapons, but they were used at the last minute. So, and they were a new weapon at the time. They didn't know the what it was going to do. But World War III, in order for there to be a World War III, it would have to be a scenario where one side of the world um, are allied with one group, and another side of the world is allied with another group. And now these two groups are fighting each other. And that's what happened in World War II. You had the Nazis in Germany, you had the Japanese, you had the Italians, and you had other groups that allied with them. And then you had the U.S., you had Great Britain, you had a lot of movements that were against the Nazis, like the French, the French, the ones that were against the Nazis. I forget what they were called. The French Resistance. You had a lot of groups. You know what I mean? Canada, Russia, even Russia was on the side of the U.S. at the time because because the Nazis were bombing the hell out of Russia. So that created a World War II because it was two sides, two groups fighting each other. So for there to be a World War III, it would have to be uh, two groups eventually. And some say that those groups are already set. I could see that, but it would have to be the U.S. and one group of people and another big power like Russia or China or something like that, and another group of people. Then it would be a World War III. I would say the Iran situation would only become a World War III if one of the superpowers decides to join them. Then that's when it becomes fucking scary. Because, like, if Russia or China said, you know what, they're punking Iran, we're tired of this shit, we're going to help Iran against the U.S., then that's where you start getting into World War III territory. You know what I mean? And that hasn't happened yet so far. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but that's what it would take for it to become a World War III. And I think it would be more or less a war between two groups. And I think nukes would only be used if if either someone is crazy and not thinking, or if someone's backed to a corner, or someone feels that they're losing. Could Trump or Netanyahu use a nuke for the fuck of it? You never know. Could Russia or China maybe use one? Maybe. But I don't know. It goes back to what I always say. You know what I mean? It's like they have money for war. They have money to support Israel. They have money for the military-industrial complex. But when it comes to the poor in this country, the homeless, housing, many things, no, they don't have money for that. You know what I mean? They don't have money for that. Like, we don't hear you, we don't see you. But when it comes to war, when it comes to the military-industrial complex, when it comes to bombing places, they have money for that. They have more than enough money for that, And that's the fucking scam I keep trying to tell you guys. Yeah, gas prices are going up. They're bombing the hell out of oil refineries and oil reserves out there. It's a mess. And Robbers. And and it's the same playbook. Let's blame the immigrants, let's blame the poor, let's blame the gays, let's blame the beaners, let's blame the blacks, let's blame this, let's blame that. So, but let's not blame the billionaires. Let's not blame the military industrial complex. Let's not blame, both the Democrats and the Republicans. They're both in fucking cahoots in this bullshit, But yeah, I mean, as we speak, there's a war going on with Iran right now, or at least a military exercise. So it's pretty crazy. Hey, bipolar, that's you, right? Uh, did you see the did you see the cope of a live that American Cholo did the other day about Trump and his invasion? He was like, oh, I didn't vote for this. Don't blame me. I didn't vote. I voted for Trump, but I didn't vote for this. What's up, Freya? I was like, wow, this guy sounds like he's coping hard. Like he's coping hella hard. He was like, oh, Trump was deporting people and Trump was doing this. And he was just coping because You know, but it's like he's coping so hard because you know, because he voted for this, and they probably deported some of his friends. They probably, he's against the war. You know, who knows what his legal status is here? I mean, he's from Honduras, so I don't, like he was born there, so I don't know. You know, look, I was born here, and even Trump being anti-immigrant, anti-raza, even even bothers me. You know what I mean? Because you know, I'm not gonna vote for somebody that has followers and someone who runs on a platform that my people are evil and my people it's their fault and that we're all the same whether we were born here or not. You know what I mean? Because when they look at us, they don't look at, oh, he was born in Mexico, he was born in Central America or South America, and he's a Chicano that was born here, so he's different. You know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? I'm not gonna support a side that's against me that says that I'm the problem. A side that's not willing to look at their own fucking faults and the destruction they're doing in the world. You know what I mean? Putting billionaires and the military industrial complex over people. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm frustrated with both Democrats and Republicans because they're both kind of the fucking same. Let's face it, bro. Yeah, the Democrats might be. No, I'm in the Bay. The Democrats might be the lesser of the evils to a degree, but they're not too different, bro. You know? And that's what frustrates me. It's like people don't get it. Like people still wanna you know, people still wanna be in denial. People still want to feel that Trump can be trusted or some politician. Like you can't put your hope and dreams on politicians. You just can't. You know. Because the politicians in this country, they've all been bought for and paid for. They've all been compromised. You know, they're all in the lobby of billionaires, of APAC, of so many things. You feel me? And they've been bought and paid for, and they don't give a fuck about us, which is why they never change any situations. They could change a lot of situations, but they don't. They do the same old fucking shit over and over again. You know? They start wars. They fucking they put billionaires over people. You know, they fuck with people. They have fucked up foreign policies. They destabilize governments. You know, about mommy though, he always talked about how his mom was a dope dealer. Yeah, I know. I've heard him say that. I don't know what his status is. I don't know if he's from here or if he has a green card or if he's undocumented. God, I don't know. I mean, he's not gonna say. You know, maybe if he came like in the '80s, maybe he probably fixed his papers during the Ronald Reagan amnesty. Like that could be a big possibility. Their cover-ups. I mean, it's also some are saying it's cover up of the Epstein files. You know, a lot of people are saying that. I actually believe that. You know, might be. And look, I heard a rumor that the Ayatollah was actually against nuclear weapons because he said it was because the Ayatollah is a religious fanatic. So he said that having nuclear weapons was ungodly, basically. You know. So if that is true, make it make sense. What makes you say I don't run a mile? If you don't like my health or how I look, then go some other motherfucker's page. Pakistan has nukes. Well, look, if that's the thing, if the Ayatollah, this is one thing these fucking MAGA pendejos don't get. And that's the one I question. They always say Iran shouldn't have nuclear weapons. And I'm not saying they should. But Pakistan has nuclear weapons. And Pakistan is a Muslim country. Just like Iran. But no one seems to have a problem with that. You know, no one ever mentions that. India has a nuclear weapon. Well, India is a Hindu country. They have nothing to do with Islam. Only it's working with Putin to tear apart Europe and NATO. That could be true too. Yeah, India has nuclear weapons. Both. Pakistan and India. That's why people are afraid of India having a war with Pakistan because of that. Because they're both nuclear nations. I don't even know if Chicano Tube is on anymore. I haven't seen him in a while. I mean, they're blatant, bro. I mean, like, Trump went into Venezuela to overthrow Maduro and didn't even cover up the fact that he was going for the oil. He said, we're here for the oil. You know, he invaded fucking Iran or attacked Iran for no reason, really no reason, saying they were going to have nukes when we supposedly bombed their nuke capabilities last year. So it's kind of weird, you know. They don't even care, bro. They're not even saying what's that old saying? Saying the quiet part out loud. They're like, they don't give a shit. They're saying the quiet part out loud. They're not trying to hide the quiet part anymore. They're saying it out loud. They're blatant about it. It's fucking weird, bro. It's fucking weird. We're seeing him. Cool. So I'm seeing Bam Bam and High Power Finn wrote some. Yeah, I noticed that. Bipolar. I heard that Bam Bam and the Chicago dude, and I think that High Power Fitness guy, because they roasted him, and they brought receipts saying that he was friends with Gunner originally, and he said he wasn't going to turn against Gunner. And when they started questioning his status, you know what I mean, he kind of disappeared a little bit. And then, you know, the last time I seen Chicano Tube, bro, he was running his fucking mouth. I was like, wow, what happened to this dude? He used to be kind of a quiet, kind of chill dude, but the last time I seen that dude, I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but the last time I ever seen him, bro, he was running his mouth like he was the hardest motherfucker on earth or something. Like, wow. Okay. Corn the long way. Nah, not even the Trump stuff. He was just like on this, like, I'm an alpha male. I hang around with real ones. People from where I'm from are so hardcore. We can't be faded. I mean, he was sounding like almost like Savage Studios. Like, I can't be faded and no one can do this to me. I'm an alpha male. I'm a real one. Like, wow. This is what's wrong with us, Raza, man. This is what's wrong with us Chicanos. Is that we are brainwashed by this fucking stupid mentality, man. 40, 50 fucking years old, acting like a little kid, man. Hey, what's up, Snoops? How you been, bro? But yeah, the last time I heard Chicano Tube, he was just running his mouth, bro. So I think Bam Bam and that Chicago dude, I think they humbled him for sure. Yeah, I've been busy too, bro. That's why I don't get on as much. I took a little break to talk about the world. Yeah, I mean, but that dude ain't ready for that. That's the type of dude. Like if I tried to school him on some knowledge, he would just revert to stupid insults because that's all he has. You know what I mean? I could see that coming a mile away. It's not even worth it. I have somewhere I put members only. He was looking in all directions, helping. Yeah, I heard that all his videos have been members only. That's what Bam Bam was saying. I watch Bam Bam sometimes when he does his lives with the Chicago dude. They're pretty funny. But yeah, all the drama on YouTube Yard is hilarious. It's funny how Exposed to created a whole new fucking thing, bro. Hinuska, who tell who? Well, the Chicago dude, I think his name is Chicago Dumbs or something like that. He said he said something that I said actually, which is funny. He said the Chicano to that dude Mikey or whatever his name. He used to be the Salinas report. He was saying that like that dude to him Chicano is what it sound the way he talks about it. He talks about it like it's something he's seen in a Blood In Blood Out movie, and I said that one time. I think I said that either to Shortcuts or to Chris Grima. You know, Dios. Yeah, I mean that's none of my business. I'm not a gang member, so PCDO good status doesn't mean shit to me, bro. I'm a neutral. I just I'm just looking from a distance. I'm a square. What did somebody say about John? What about John Diesel? I haven't seen none of his content in a while. But yeah, after they roasted that fool kind of disappeared a little bit. But yeah, that good exposed to. We got to give it to him whether you like him or not. He started all kind of shit on YouTube. It was hilarious. John Diesel tank in what way? I know he was on. I don't like how motherfuckers go. Let's try and help the youngsters. Yeah. Well, that's one thing, Snooks, that I agree with. The thing I don't get, and this is where I have issue. Even though I'm not a gang member, this is where I have issues with the so-called dropouts or whatever. I don't like using those terms, bro, because I'm not in a gang. But let's just use it for sake of argument. The dropouts, the no goods, whatever you want to call them, DOs, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Uh, what I don't like is that look, they're not good in their hood no more. You know what I mean? And that's none of my business. But if anything, because they're not good in their hood, because they went out how they did, they should use that energy to really promote positivity and be like, look, I'm not in a gang no more because this happened, and you know, I'm no good. Maybe they could say that in the hood, but I don't want people, youngsters, going down the same route as me. So I'm gonna make content that's gonna change that. I could respect that. You know what I mean? But a lot of these motherfuckers, bro, they come on here, they're talking about, oh, they're Raza, they're Chicanos, they're from whatever, and they're no good in their hood no more. But they want to portray and act like they are still, and like they're these big time gang members. Like, like they're fucking, no one can fade them, no one can do this. 50-year-old fucking men acting like little goddamn fucking kids. And it's fucking sickening, and I'm tired of that shit. You know what I mean? I'm fucking tired of it. That's why I don't watch none of it no more. The only thing I really watch is like Bam Bam sometimes, and Exposed Tube's kind of funny, you know. Yes, the frivolous shenanigans, and it's like I don't know, man. You know, and us talk about Exposed Tube. There's one point, and some of you may not like it what I'm about to say, because many of you know that I'm not a religious person. You know, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm an atheist, but I'm an agnostic, meaning that I don't know what's real and what's not. You know, there could be a God, maybe there isn't. Maybe we're alone in this universe. Maybe it's aliens. Who knows what the fuck it is? But you know, we don't know. You know, because I'm an agnostic. I don't necessarily believe. You know, I think there is some spirituality of some sort, but I can't explain it. And I've felt negative energy and positive energy in my lifetime, so I know that is real. I can't explain it, but it is real. Maybe one day we'll talk about it in more depth. But it's like a lot of people are claiming now. I don't know if Exposed Tube is this dude named Fernando. I have no clue. You know what I mean? They say he sounds similar, and but for all we know, Fernando could be some dude. You know what I mean? Some random dude that they're assassinating his character, and that's not even him. And but some are saying that this Fernando dude or whatever, the supposed Exposed Tube is a Satan worshiper, right? Now that doesn't mean much to me. I actually had a friend who was a Satan worshiper. I'll admit it. You know what I mean? And you know, I may not care much for it. I may not care. I don't care much for Christianity in a way, or Islam, or any other religion. But I look at it like this: if you're gonna judge a dude for being a you're gonna judge a dude for being a Satanist or whatever, look at your fucking self in the mirror to the ones that are judging them. You know what I mean? You motherfuckers are out here claiming you guys are fucking Christians, praying and all this shit, but then at the same fucking time, you guys are out here promoting gang violence, promoting fucking harm on other people. You know what I mean? You guys are out here fucking being fucking devils yourself, bro. Promoting devilish satanic behavior. Stuff that gets people killed. You know what I mean? Stuff that gets people thrown in jail. Stuff that destroyed families. How fucking Christian is that? You know what I mean? Then that's how I feel. You know? Like Dubs, he's talking about, I heard him talk about, like, let's pray for Exposed to trying to act religious, but at the same time, he's over here glorifying the fact that he killed somebody when he was a youngster. He's over here glorifying the fact that he put in work and he did this. You know what I mean? Now you tell me how that's Christian. You tell me how that's fucking godly. You know what I mean? That's why I don't judge anybody. You know what I mean? I don't judge anybody because I don't have no room to judge because I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I'm not. And I'm not just saying this about Dubs. I'm talking about anybody out here who's trying to act like they're fucking religious and they're about God and all this nonsense. And and you know, some of these fools are weirder than Satanists. I hate to say that, but it's true. I met some Satanists that were more normal than some of these guys. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so, Snoops. I just don't understand. Like, I could understand if they were like bitter at their old gang and talking shit about their old gang or their old whatever. But I don't understand when they're trying to act like they're still good in the hood and they're hard and they're solid. That's what I don't get. Because at that point, you're cosplaying. You're pretending like something that you ain't no more. Maybe you were that at one point, but you ain't that no more. You know what I mean? And you need to come to the fucking reality that you ain't that no more. You know? And yeah, man, it's just like I said, to me, it doesn't matter if they're PC deals or solid. To me, I don't like anybody that glorifies bullshit to the young. You know what I mean? Trying to get the next generations of our people to be fuck ups. And I don't care what standings you are. I don't respect you if you're like that. Period. Yeah, that's true. No more bargains. But but it's like but yeah, like I said, if a dude was a dropout or whatever, I could respect him if he's coming at it honestly and he's trying to do better. Maybe better for this world. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, a lot of these guys, they just come, they just come on here and just fucking glorify bullshit, bro. Glorify shit that destroyed our community. The cops. The caps. But yeah, man, it's like, it's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating the way our men act, man. You know. I wonder what the future of our raza is going to look like in a few years, you know. Because I really don't want to see any more fuck ups. We've had way too many of them in our community, in our society. Yeah, a bunch of Edgars. I mean, they can be Edgars, they can be where the fuck they want to be. It's just like, but get your act together, man. Don't be a fucking 50-year-old bragging about things that you did when you were in high school. That shit's fucking loser shit, bro. You know? I mean, yeah, once in a while I might talk about my younger days, but it's not something I'm stuck on all the time. Yeah, that is true. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about, exposed to. It's low key. Sad because a lot of these fools never had the chance to be actual kids. That's true. I've seen that in my lifetime, bro. I've said, what the hell? I see two people walking by me dressed like animals. Fucking furries. I swear to God, they walked right by me right now. Fucking weirdos. Anyway, I mean, I've seen that before. I've seen women and men like that, bro. And they kind of act similar. The ones that didn't get to be kids, they want to replay like they're still kids when they're older. That's why you have a lot of single moms, and you have a lot of deadbeat moms too, and deadbeat dads. What's up, Gooch? But but yeah, man. But I've seen that before. I definitely have seen that. I've seen girls that they had kids when they were teenagers, basically underage. You know what I mean? And and then when they get to like their 20s or 30s, they want to be acting like their kid. I used to mess around with a girl like that when I was. Cause how old am I now? I'm 48. So when I was like 33, I was messing around with this girl, and she had a kid. And she had her kid when she was hella young. She was like 17 or 16 when she had her kid. So she didn't get to have fun. She didn't get to be a kid. And, like, we hung out a few times, and I noticed it. She was very childish. Very childish, you know. Sex was fun, but very childish. What's up, Raider Rich? El Goocher! Yeah, I guess it still happens. What do you think, Chris Greasy? Did you hear what I said earlier? Because we've talked about these subjects before. Like these fools that claim that they're hella Christian. They're talking shit about that exposed tube guy because they claim, I don't even know what it's based off of, that he's a Satanist. But it's like, how can you motherfuckers say expose anybody of being a Satanist and that you're so fucking Christian and religious and you're over here glorifying gangs and glorifying murdering people and glorifying stupid shit? Hey, Gooch, are you gonna go fight in Iran? Are you the first one that's gonna go? Are you gonna be suited and booted to go fight for your orange hero? And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect in any shape or the form. You know, I'm not. And I don't portray to be. I just try not to be a hypocrite, you know? You know, Iranian food is fucking bomb, though. Have you guys ever tried Iranian food? That shit's good. I had a lot of friends from Iran. Good people, man. I've had a lot of. Most of my friends that are from Iran, bro, they were good fucking people, man. I hate to say it, but those people helped me out more than my own rasa, bro. Yeah, bro, people like the Donner and hypocrites, because they do say, preach, I'm going to change my life shit in a word. Plus, they never got to be kids. That's the only thing they feel they accomplished. Yeah, man. No, but I had a few Persian homies, bro, and they were good people, man. At least, at least in my experience. I don't know if you guys ever had experiences with them, but they were really good people, and they helped me out a lot. I got helped out in very positive ways by Persians a few times in my lifetime. That's why it's hard for me to talk shit about them. That's why it's kind of sucks that Iran is being attacked. You know, you heard about Runner getting. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, it goes alcoholic, bro, and exposed tube knows what triggers him. Yeah, exposed tube is good at triggering that fool. No draft. Nah, a draft ain't gonna happen. Were you trying to say drag or draft? A draft will only happen if it's a World War III situation. And like I said, in order for it to be a World War III situation, that means another superpower has to get in it. That's the only way a draft is going to happen. I've seen Dove's old videos. Fools. Humble. Yeah, he was humble back in the days. Oh yeah, I think I've seen his panels before. But yeah, man. I know. All them fools like Cholo, American Cholo and them, they should be drafted out there. Draft guys. Sandman. Yeah, they should put Sandman in the front lines. Yeah, I heard about Dubs. I mean not Dubs Gunner getting sick supposedly from some tainted meat. But can you die from tainted meat? Because I was asking my sister, because my sister's a nurse, if you could die from food poisoning. She said it's very rare. It's very rare to die from food poisoning. She said you could get sick, you could get close to dying, but she says in order for you to die, she says it's very complicated. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying maybe it was something else that happened to him. But if it was tainted meat, most likely he just got a really bad um, food poisoning. But food poisoning can be bad. It can make you feel like a Russian drone headed for a French carrier was shot. Man, that could create a World War III situation, something like that for sure, Fraser. That's kind of alarming. Because France is a nuclear nation. France always local, loose. Kim Jong Un, trafficking Trump. Yeah, I agree. I think these politicians are saying their kids. I think Michael Moore said that a long time ago. He said if they want to start wars, they should start with their kids going to wars. They want to send your kids there, but they don't want to send their fucking kids. You know? Hey, shit. There goes Dubad right there. What's up, Dubad? What's up, Big Pimpin'? Yeah, I didn't hear about the Russian drone, but yeah, that's not good. Crit Mac, didn't that fool get out of jail? On 5-5 crit, bro. Where's he from? That fool's a different type of special, ain't he? There they go again, those two furries I told you I seen them. They're walking right by me. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're not dressed like furries. They're wearing some weird outfits. My trousers. To Honduras. American Cholo's gonna get drafted. Him and the whole North Hollywood. They want to convert me. Okay. Nah, they weren't dressed like us. Well, I'm not in the hood area right now. I'm kind of like in a, I don't want to say a ritzy area, but I'm definitely like in a middle class area right now. Yeah, draft Tariq Nasheed too. Send him out there. The Mormons. Hey, you could draft them in during World War II. They used to draft like 50-year-olds. They would give them like menial jobs, like jobs where they like on like driving things or they would give them lower jobs. You know what I mean? getting it now. Well, I'm not saying there's a draft, but our crazy politicians, you never know. Bed bugs. The bed bug wars. Yeah, but I'm definitely not in the hood right now. I'm like in a kind of chill area. Pelican Bay. Send doves. Send doves and exposed tube. Of Tehran. Gooch is ready to fight. Gooch is willing to use his rifle. During World War II, I think Stalin drafted prisoners, believe it or not. Did they do it now? I know they did it in World War II. I don't know if ex-cons, but there's definitely been like gang members and shit like that. They've been in the military. That's been proven already. Who's Frank? Little Frank. Comics. Maybe it's true. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I know they have a history of doing that. They did that in World War II. Stalin, he took a lot of people out of the gulags and prisons and put them in uniform to fight the Nazis. That really did happen, like historically, really happened. Let's talk about the PDF running for a child. I'm not familiar with that bipolar. I can't speak on that because I don't know who that is. I'll look into it though. I mean, Stockton, that town's a mess, bro, so it wouldn't surprise me. No disrespect to anyone from Stockton, but hefty gunplay. That was probably gonna get high with the soldiers. He's gonna get high with the Iranians. It's been, what do you say? It seems all the people. Joe? Who's Joe? Joe Swagger? Joe Mama? San Wendy. San Wendy and her crew. She's probably gonna get arrested for shoplifting out there. Sarmad, I am. That's me. That's Jose, aka the pimp named Sarmad, motherfucker. Oh yeah, I haven't heard about that. I'll look into it though. Can you run if you have that? I don't know how that works. Maybe you can. I don't know. Little Fremont essay. Yeah, this is Jose, aka actually Yusuf, aka Sarmad, from the Fremont City, the FMT. Your boy Sarmad. Don't tell nobody. Trump might bomb me. Sent her with same worth of microwave burgers. I remember when I was Sarmad the other day. You know, the whole Sarmad thing came from this dude I used to know when I was in high school. His name was Andy. I think that was his name. He was like a Chicano. He was hella dark. And he used to look straight Indian, bro. And Indians would always would confuse him. They would talk to him in Hindi, and he would be like, "No, I'm not Indian. I'm Mexican." And then eventually people would fuck with him and call him the Hindu. And then he learned how to talk like Hindus, not Hindi, but English like them. And it was hella funny. He'd be like, "Hi, my name is." I don't remember what he would say. He would say, "My name is whatever, and I am from India, from Mumbai." So it was hilarious. And people would really believe he was Indian when he would do that too. It was hella funny. So that's where I got Sarmad. Sarmad is a jihadist. No, no, sir. I am not a jihadist. I am from India. In India, we believe in Hinduism. I believe in Ganesh. I do not believe in Allah. I find the I find the cow to be sacred. Some dog millionaire. I wonder what my ex Indian girlfriend would have told her. Would have thought if I would have told her my new name is Sarmad. I'll say AKA Sarmad the pimp. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hella fucking retarded with that Sarmad bullshit. Sarmad sounds like a fish. I met an Indian dude named Sarmad one time. Sarmad works. Or MPM. Arias, I work at 7-Eleven and part time at MPM. What's up? Dawn's probably gonna fly. How can you slap? A name like what? I'm like Daki. That doesn't sound Indian. That sounds like African or something. Indians have names like Sarmad and what else? Gurpal and Ranjit. Trust me, I live in an area with hella Indians, Gooch. I used to date an Indian. I dated an Indian girl for like 10 years almost. Years ago on this video, talk about Craigslist. I remember Fade Only Soldier. Yeah, Gumar. Like names like that. Like Muslims, they have different names, bro. He's been left. They're in Sakto now. Indians, they have names. I mean, Muslims have, or Arabs have names like Naive and like Muhammad and Nader and names like that, bro. Yusuf and Abdullah and Sair. Those are more like Habib. I don't know if Habib is Indian or Arabic. I never really was a Giants fan. I never really hated the Giants, but I never was much of a Giants fan. Yeah, homie named Mohammed. He was a cool ass dude. I had a friend named Raphael, and he was Middle Eastern. Yusuf, you know, it's Jose, right? It's Joseph, basically, in Arabic. I think Yusuf is what they how they say it in Hebrew too. David is a Middle Eastern name. David, Daoud, or Dawid. Jose, my name is a Middle Eastern name. Yusuf. Badass Snoop. I'm Muslim addicted. They probably are. An Atwaiter? I did not know that. Yeah, Dawid or Dawood. Those are that's David basically, or Yusuf or Yosef. That's 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 Jose. And I know I know shit. The Bay Area already is Indian and Asian. Um, what's the other? Moses is Musa or Moshe. Benjamin too. I didn't know that Benjamin. Benjamin is a Middle Eastern name. Benjamin or something like Benjamin. I think is how you pronounce it. Really. I heard that Benjamin is spelled with a Y, Benjamin, and I think it means something of God, something like that, in the original language. I think it's originally a Hebrew name. Hunter scared about water. Atwaiter? Yeah, but it's your boy Sarmad the Pimp from the Bay. Sarmad the Pimp. Benjamin, yeah. John Diesel. Well, what's up with John Diesel? Why is everybody roasting him? What did he do? Hachi Springer. I heard he was on. I didn't watch it though, but maybe I'll watch it. Uh, I heard he was on Blue Devils channel. Pure Diesel. Puro Diesel, eh? But I haven't watched it though. Coked out. He was acting like he normal talks. Dennis Richmond from the Acorns. Like 100. Maybe he does. I know also like what's up with the some people are beefing with those guys from the No Paper podcast and they don't like gold tolls or some bullshit I heard. I don't know too much about that drama. He got flack for saying Latinos in the Bay stopped the Chicano to act more black. I mean, but what is the Chicano style? That's the question. Indian in the future. Look at me, I'm already doing it. My name is Sarmad, and I was in a relationship with 10 years with an Indian girl. So it's happening already. Oh, because he was cool with SPM. I mean, but what is really Chicano? See, there's a fine line with that because Cholo culture, like dressing in Dickies and all that, is not necessarily Chicano culture. It isn't. I know some people are gonna disagree with me. Actually, you know who made a good video about that? Believe it or not, that dude from LA, Mod Entertainment, I think his name, the bald headed dude. He made a really good video about that. About the difference between Cholo culture and Chicano culture. And this is a problem what I have with like someone like Chicano. This sounds like something Chicano too would say. You know what I mean? Looking at Chicano as something they seen on Blood In, Blood Out. You know what I mean? And that's a tired old narrative. Because there's one thing, Cholo culture, which is Dickies, bands, derby jackets, Nike Cortezes, lowriders. And you got Chicano, which comes from a movement. You feel me? It comes from a movement, a civil rights movement at that. You can't be a Chicano and be pro-Trump. Because the whole point of the Chicano movement was to be against anyone or anything that was trying to assimilate us to a gringo culture. That's what it was about. And one could say that the Cholo style is one of the elements from Chicano culture. You could say it like that. But is it definitely Chicano culture? No, it's not. Now, I would say, if I would have worded it, I would have said that, yes, in the Bay Area, there used to be a lot of Chicano culture, or at least Cholo culture. My bad, I went over what I said. There used to be a lot of Cholo culture that some would say was part of the Chicano culture. But the influence, because Oakland and the Bay Area had a larger black population in the past, a lot of the black culture got influenced in us. And even when dudes were dressing Cholo style in the Bay, they still borrowed a lot of elements from black culture, the way they talked, their get down. You know what I mean? So I think it was just kind of like the styles changed. People moved on, And to me, this is the way I look at it. And you might agree with me or disagree with me. It's one thing if you grew up in Oakland, Richmond, Vallejo, San Francisco, whatever. Pick your city. And you grew up, obviously, influenced from black culture, or at least black urban culture, because black culture is very complex too. What is black culture? That's another thing, another important question that no one seems to answer. But let's just say black urban culture. I have no issue if someone was influenced by black urban culture, as I was growing up in Oakland and growing up in the Northern California. My issue is when you take it far. And what I mean is like you become like a sellout in a way. If you take it far to the point where you're like, nah, nigga, nah, them Mexicans, I don't fuck with Mexicans, fuck them, then you're a bitch. You're a piece of fucking shit. You're a fucking sellout in my book. If you take it to that point. But if you grew up like me in Oakland, you grew up around black folks, you grew up around other cultures, and yeah, when I get hella Oakland, it'll come out. But at the end of the day, I'm a Chicano, I'm a Latino, and I'm proud of it. I just came back from Colombia. I'm gonna go to El Salvador next. And I want to go to Mexico as well. I go back to where my roots are from. Well, I don't have roots in Colombia, but still, I wanted to explore another Latino country. I'm proud to be from that. I'm proud to have the indigenous culture in me. I'm proud to have that Latino essence in me. I'm not ashamed of that. You know what I mean? I'm proud to be part Indian too. You know what I mean? I'm proud to be Sarmad the pimp. But but a lot of us are proud in the Bay Area of what we are. Just because we talk urban or because we grew up with hip hop or we don't dress like Dickies and all that. You know what I mean? And in Colombia, it's more expensive than you think. I think in Mexico it was cheaper, but from the twomps. But it's like shit. I lost my concentration. But it's like I grew up like that. I grew up talking very urban. And just because you grew up talking urban or maybe you dress differently or you listen to different music, that doesn't mean that you're ashamed to be Latino or that you want to be black. That's bullshit. It's only a shame when you make it to be ashamed and you start downing your people for another culture. Then it's a shame. But if you're not downing your culture and you're still proud of what you are a product of your environment. And that's just how it is. And motherfuckers need to get over that. We didn't all grow up in East LA, bro. We didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't grow up in East LA. I didn't grow up talking, hey, what's up, dog? I'm from East LA, Holmes. I didn't grow up talking like that. You feel me? So, if I start talking like that, it's going to sound fake as fuck. And people are gonna be like, "Why are you talking like that? You didn't grow up talking like that." You feel me? I grew up talking, "What's up, blood? I'm from the town." You feel me? I'm from the Bay. That's how I grew up talking, and I don't really even talk like that anymore. You know? But but even though I grew up talking like that, I'm proud of what I am. I'm a Chicano. I'm a Latino. I'm raza. And I grew up with some Chicano slang too. I'm not gonna say I didn't. I grew up with vato and ese. Sometimes I say ese fucking around, and I grew up carnal. I grew up with all those. I say those words too in my vocabulary. What's up, carnal? If I have someone I haven't seen in a long time. You talk like a fucking Chicone. But we didn't all grow up in East LA, man. We didn't all grow up in Southern California. I'm sorry if that offends you, but we didn't all grow up there. I grew up in the Bay in Northern California. I even grew up partly in Sacramento. You know? And I grew up in a different culture, even though I am a Chicano. I am raza. I am proud of what I am. I'm not ashamed of what I am. I can speak Spanish. A lot of these motherfuckers that are on this Chicano hype can't even speak Spanish. They're no sabos, and they sound like the way they talk. They sound like paisas that don't know how to speak Spanish. Talking about Holmes. I'm over there in the park, I'm over there with my Hainan, and you start talking of Spanish. ¿Qué onda, güey? ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Oh, no, I don't know how to speak Spanish, dog. Like, what the fuck? In Phoenix. I never even stepped foot in Phoenix. You grew up in Phoenix? So it's like, miss me with that bullshit. The thing is, I grew up with both. I could say that. I grew up with the Cholo culture, and I grew up with the urban culture. You feel me? So I grew up with both. Yeah, they do. I've been through Albuquerque. They talk kind of slow. I ain't never been to Phoenix. That fucking place is too fucking hot. Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Man, they're stuck in the '90s. Like, bro, we're in 2000 fucking 26 now. Egg rolls on deck. I'm not in the '90s no more. I'm not in high school. That was 30 fucking years ago. Yeah, I'm cool with everybody, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't play that race shit. Colombian. I was a Colombian in another life, I think. But hey, y'all, um, I gotta get home. I wanted to tap in with you guys because I hadn't tapped in. You feel me? I want to say what's up to everybody. Let you guys know I'm still here. I ain't gone nowhere. We talked about the situation, doghouse situation going on in Iran. Talked about the YouTube Yarda for a little while. You feel me? Talked about people talking black and people talking Chicano and all this nonsense that people can't get over. Like, get over it. Some of us didn't grow up in East LA. I'm sorry. It's like, fuck. Sorry. Am I supposed to apologize? I don't know. I'm confused. People acting bad. People running their mouths. We talked about a lot of things today. But hey, I'm gonna tap out because I gotta get back home. I'm kind of far from the house. I was working, but I wanted to tap in with everybody. You guys be safe. Your boy Sarmag the Pimp, Jay the Wanderer, Jose from Town Business from the East Bay where I stay. But I'll talk to you guys later. All right, y'all. Later.